Right now on Denver 7 News, it's 7 o'clock on Local 3. A Broncos star is behind bars this morning. Receiver Jeudy is due in court this morning at 8:30. We're taking a closer look at the allegations against him.
Meanwhile, the Broncos are getting ready for primetime games.
We're here to entertain. We're here to play the best game in the world in front of as many people as we possibly can. I mean, that's what we all live for.
Yeah, and possibly the biggest game right off the bat, pitting Russell Wilson against his former teammates.
And an historic accomplishment on Mount Everest, the statement this team of climbers is making on Earth's highest mountain and reaching the summit of 29,000 feet.
Top of the world today.
Top of
yes.
the world. Good Friday morning to you. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Down here at the lower elevations, Stacy Donaldson is checking out a pretty nice forecast for your Friday.
It is a nice forecast. Afternoon highs will be a little above normal, which is about 70 degrees this time of year. 77 will be our high today with sunny, dry conditions. So we are going to have high fire danger again today with a red flag warning in effect for our area. Temperatures in the 70s here as we go through our afternoon. We'll have 70s into northeastern Colorado as well, with 50s and 60s off to our west. So we do have a red flag warning, as I mentioned, here from Denver across the eastern plains down into southern Colorado, and it does include the entire metro area all along the I-25 corridor for today. Going into Saturday, we already have a fire weather watch issued by the National Weather Service, so it looks like this will be multiple days of high fire danger continuing. So we'll have a few high clouds this morning, sunny and warmer as we go through the day and into the weekend as well. Highs will be a little bit warmer on Saturday and Sunday. We still have this fire weather warning in effect, but if you're going up into the high country, it looks beautiful. 60s for Saturday and Sunday, mild breezy weather on the way.
It is a slow drive in two major spots for us here this morning, 225 and also on I-70. Northbound 225, the good news is the rollover crash we had at Alameda is clear. Still going to look at some stop and go traffic there. And you still have a lane blocked here on I-25 up north at 84th. We'll get back to that one in just a second. Let me show you the travel time on 225 as now lanes are open. So about 20 minutes or so, but you're still going to find some slow and go traffic up to Alameda. The other trouble spot, southbound I-25, just rock solid, 120th in this crash corridor. Take a look at 84th Avenue from Air Tracker, and there is the wreck, mostly off to the right side, but you have the rescue squad here blocking up that right lane, and there are some folks are moving over, so 2, maybe 3 lanes at times getting through there, and that's why the travel time is ridiculous heading south. So if you jumped on from 84th, you could save yourself some time. If you can get down to Highway 36, you'll save yourself a whole bunch of time. The rest of the commute getting heavier in those usual spots.
Well, let's look at the anticipation this morning at Empower Field. The Broncos getting ready for a packed schedule this season. High expectations for the team always, and with a handful of games in prime time.
But overshadowing that announcement a bit, a star player is in jail. Wide receiver Jeudy was arrested after an incident with his girlfriend, the mother of his child. Denver 7's Veronica Costa is live with details on these allegations. Veronica.
Jeudy actually has a hearing scheduled right here behind me. That's going to be right around 8:30. He did spend the night over at the Arapahoe County Jail, and the reason he wasn't able to bond out right after his arrest, that is all connected to those allegations. So let's run you through those this morning. We know that there's a second-degree criminal tampering charge there. That's a misdemeanor, but because this incident involved his girlfriend, there's a domestic violence enhancer on the charge as well. Law enforcement, though, they made it very clear there was no physical violence between Jeudy and the mother of his child. She is the one who called police. We obtained the arrest affidavit. She told police Jeudy put her wallet and child's medical paperwork in his car and then refused to give them back to her. She said she just wanted the items back. She didn't want to get Jeudy in trouble. Deputies say Jeudy was cooperative and told them that he did take her items because she wouldn't give him back his phone.
Solely involved property. There was no damage to property. All that happened is that there was an accusation that property was being withheld, and deputies determined that there was enough probable cause to make an arrest.
And the Broncos did say they are aware of the situation. Again, Jeudy is expected in court right around 8:30 this morning, and we'll keep you updated on what comes of that. We're in Arapahoe County this morning. I'm Veronica Costa, Denver 7.
Thank you, Veronica. Well, the news was a little bit of a damper as the team was learning their schedule, and they have a big game right off the bat.
Now, Russell Wilson will be heading back to Seattle for his first game in the orange and blue, taking on his former teammates, the Seahawks, for Monday Night Football on September 12th. You'll be able to watch that game right here on Denver 7.
And it's just the first of 5 primetime games already for the Broncos. They, of course, have the game in London, October 30th. They also play on Christmas and New Year's Day, and head coach Nathaniel Hackett said he likes the spotlight.
In the end, it's about getting to the playoffs, right? And that is the ultimate national television. That is the ultimate. So the more practice you can get in that situation, the better you're going to be as a team to just know that pressure, that the mindset that everybody's watching you, and be able to learn how you can cope with that and feel that environment and that excitement. So the more we get that, the better we're going to be.
Yeah, hopefully they embrace the spotlight. You can read the Broncos' entire schedule right now on thedenverchannel.com.
A follow-up now to breaking news we brought you at this time yesterday morning. We now know a crime spree that ended at a Boulder RTD station started much earlier. Police say Trenton Dunham stole a gun and a car and shot into a home in Greeley early Thursday morning. He then carjacked a truck in Broomfield and later led Boulder police on a chase through the city, including driving on the Pearl Street Mall. At one point, police say he pointed a gun at officers. They shot at him but did not hit him. Officers arrested him near Table Mesa and Highway 36. Dunham is facing 16 charges. This afternoon, President Biden will meet with police chiefs and community leaders from across the country to talk about using money from the American Rescue Plan to improve community safety. And this comes as the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office announces it doesn't have enough money to stop crime. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford joins us. Jessica, the sheriff posted that comment on Facebook, and it's getting a lot of reaction.
It sure is, and he started off that post by saying that 7 of his deputies have been victims of attempted murder within just the past 28 days, and he really thinks that crime has gone up within the past 2 years. Sheriff Jeff Schrader wrote in a blog post that he attributes that rise in crime since 2020 to a few things. He said that the 2020 budget cut $6.5 million from the sheriff's office, leading to 40 fewer detention deputies and the closing of 1 floor of the jail. Schrader went on to write that the pandemic led to the jail's capacity being even lower, with only 658 people able to be in jail. He added that the defund the police narrative led lawmakers to remove important protections from law enforcement. Schrader said that the short-term solution is in funding. The county received more than $200 million in CARES Act and American Rescue Plan funds. He wants $3.75 million for 2023 so they can fully reopen the jail. But the sheriff wrote that his department has merely been allocated $260,000. We took those concerns to the Board of County Commissioners. They tell us that they haven't come to a conclusion on next year's funding yet, and that they are in talks with the sheriff about what his department needs.
We all very much appreciate and honor all of our first responders, our deputies who are out there 24 hours a day protecting the public. Last year, when we found out about the ARPA dollars, the first thing the commissioners did is reach out to our staff and also put a survey out to our constituents asking where would these ARPA dollars best serve our community moving forward. With over half of the county budget in public safety right now, absolutely more than $260,000 of that ARPA money is going to go to public safety.
It could be a while, though, before we find out exactly how much the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department could get, and that's because the final budget for next year is not approved until December. Live in Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Keeping it in our counties this morning, Boulder is changing its building regulations to better protect homeowners from wildfires. Commissioners voted to require new ignition-resistant materials for things like the roof, vents, gutters, fencing, and decking.
So we really tried to focus on measures that were both effective, but also that would not have any kind of really significant impact on the cost of construction.
And Commissioner Matt Jones said the new materials would not only protect homes and homeowners, but also the firefighters who respond to these emergencies. The new requirements start June 6th.
Well, firefighters in the southern half of our state are hard at work putting out several wildfires. One forced 500 families to evacuate on the west side of Colorado Springs. Those evacuations have been lifted. Minutes later, a fire ignited at a mobile home park near Garden of the Gods, destroying several of those mobile homes. Another fire led to a shelter in place at the Colorado Springs airport. Flights are back to normal this morning. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon is in Teller County with what we're learning about yet another fire that broke out west of Cripple Creek. Colette.
It's called the High Park Fire, Nicole. It's estimated to have burned around 400 acres as of this morning, making it the biggest one out of those fires you just went through here in southern Colorado from yesterday. And as we were driving down You could not miss this fire. The smoke just billowing over Pikes Peak and down into Colorado Springs. But this morning, a really different sight over here. We're overlooking Cripple Creek right now. That smoke long gone, but the fire still at 0% containment. Take a look at what that video looked like, though, from the fire when we were up close. Now, it's been declared a local disaster for wildland fire teams, meaning emergency action has been authorized. Crews were on scene throughout the evening, and the good news, no homes have burned. But just over 100 people have been evacuated because of the fire, including the entire Lakemore subdivision, along with County Road 11 and 1. Cripple Creek Ranches subdivision is under a pre-evacuation notice, and a shelter has been set up at Cripple Creek schools. Now, the winds weren't too bad when we first got here this morning, just before 5. They have started slowly picking up this morning. They were overnight around 20 to 25 miles per hour. We're expecting them to get to around 30 to 40 miles per hour. But with that low humidity and high temperatures, it's just really not a great combination for firefighters. Of course, we're keeping our fingers crossed. We will have an update from the Teller County Sheriff's Office at 9. Live in Cripple Creek, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Colette. And of course, Stacey, more on that fire danger in a moment as well. Well, it is an historic accomplishment. New this morning, a team of mountaineers, including several from Colorado, have become the first all-black team to summit Mount Everest. We've been following a full circle Everest journey since last October. We know that 3 of the 9 teammates did not reach the top, but they're okay. They're in good health, we're hearing. This is a file photo from a training climb earlier in the year. Black climbers have summited Everest before, but this marks the first time an all-black climbing team has done it. Congratulations. Wow. It's an issue impacting parents across the country, the baby formula shortage, what we've learned about a new congressional investigation, and how the Biden administration is working to restock shelves. Plus,
I'm John Matteries. The sun is getting stronger every day this time of year. That means sunscreen. But how much do you need to pay for some decent protection? That story coming up.